Hello YouTube, I am Titus, coming at you with another daily vlog. I figured out I'm probably just gonna do weekly uploads, not one video a week. I'm talking about doing weekday uploads. And then if I come up with content on the weekends that's interesting enough for you guys to watch, then I'll let you guys, or I'll not let you, but I'll upload it for you guys to watch. Right now, I am here sitting. Well, not sitting, I'm standing, obviously. I was just checking to see. I gotta remember where that microphone is. I wanted to do a daily vlog, just talk to you guys about whatever's on my mind, really. I guess that's what these are for, right? You just get in front of a camera and you start talking about what's going on in your day, or some big idea that you have, or anything that's important to you that you feel is worth discussing at the time. You know, vlogging is a good way to vent, and for me, I think that's what's gonna help me figure out how to document stuff in my mind a lot better, because my mind's always racing. It's always going to different places, like different idea manufacturing places. I don't know. It's always running and it never stops. Even when I wake up and before I go to try and go to bed, it's always racing. So I guess it would be actually more of a better idea for me to do this more often. That way I can get more of my ideas out of my head, or at least talk enough to where I feel like I've vented out what's on my mind at the time, you know? So today I'm pretty much just over school, just feeling really over it, barely even talking this morning. Not, you know, it's not intentional. It's just the way that I am. If I can't express how I'm feeling, then the only way I know how to is through silence. So, through silence and contemplating and trying to get over whatever has me so tense. But honestly, the reason I'm so tense all the time is because of school. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one in the country that feels that way. I'm pretty sure anybody, if you asked them what the main stressor in their life would be, they'd probably say school. Or their job, anything that you have to do constantly, anything you have to show up for on a schedule that you have to be there for. But for a job, it's more so that a stressor, because there's the fact that you might lose that job if you're not doing well enough. So you have to make sure that you're a working person, that it can be seen and can be observed as a working individual, where they can trust you to be there on time every day that they expect you to be there. And even days where they don't expect you to be there because they might need your help with something, or you might want to work overtime, or they might want you to work overtime. You know, having that schedule, having some sort of schedule will really help organize your thoughts better onto paper for that set day and stuff. But for me, I have like a big list of things that I'm trying to get done before I graduate, and that's basically what I've been working on, is all that, you know, working out and trying to get super fit, trying to get a job, trying to get a car, trying to figure out an apartment to live after school. I've got pretty much all that figured out except for the job. And that to me is the main stressor now, not even school, because nothing in school is scholastically challenging to me. It's just that I don't apply myself that much here when I know that I should, and I've been working on that constantly. During my school years, it's just been a struggle for me to want to chase after, you know, book smarts and whatnot. I'm not saying that I'm not book smart, just not the kind of scholastic books that you'll see in a classroom, or sitting on a class desk, you know, that kind of thing. I don't necessarily think that that I'm ill prepared for the future, but I do know that I would have been better prepared if I had tried harder in the things that I needed to. So I guess if I was gonna have one bit of advice for you guys today, it would be that if you're still in high school, if you're in middle school, or anything, any kind of school, you need to take it very seriously, because that all those letters that you're working towards earning, because that's what it comes down to, right? You put all this work, you put all this intelligence down on paper, and somehow that has to be entered into a system as a collective database of your intelligence, and it's drawn down to a set of 5 letters that they can choose from to label you as. Or 4 letters, excuse me. So I don't necessarily understand the school system, because I remember reading about in world history that the school system and the bell system and everything with that was created in order to train kids to be used to hearing bells and be able to move from one task to another in a factory working environment, because America was working very heavily in textile industries, and at the time that the school system that you know today was created. It was originally created to create factory workers, to make people to respond to bell times and to do a set number of tasks within a set period of time before moving to the next station. And if you take that into consideration with how education is approached in a public standpoint, where you don't have to pay lots and lots of money out of pocket to be able to send your kid to, your child's intelligence is measured up to a letter. And that letter either says excellent, above average, average, below average, or failing. Now think about that set of letters being in that kid's head. For a regular kid, you're going to be in school for 12, maybe 13, 14 years if you count kindergarten and pre-K. If you make ambition and achievement equal to a letter on a piece of paper, there is no way that kid is going to feel satisfied with what they're doing at the end of the day, unless they achieve the upper 2 letters. Because otherwise, they're going to think of themselves as average, below average, or failing. And they may be getting words recited back to them from their teachers that they are that they are below par from their classmates. And that is because the school system is not subjective. It is not individualistic. It is straightforward and pamphleted across the country, most likely. It is nothing it will, of course, for people that are chasing education, that people that are chasing book smarts, that want the intelligence that is written into the books to be in their head for later on in life, they need, they will chase after that, and they'll feel good about themselves because they will most likely be achieving those higher 2 letters. I'm someone who is very, very smart, but does not get the higher 2 letters that often, because I do not apply myself, is what I'm told, because I do not chase after the assignments. But I cannot see weight in those assignments. I can't see weight in the letters that I earn off of those assignments, unless they are average or below average or failing. And that I cannot be the only one that thinks like this. I just might be the one that's gonna stand out and say something about it. So I don't think that the school system needs to be abolished entirely. I'm not saying get rid of school. I'm saying create a schooling system that applies to the individual instead of the mass. That way you have more grading, you have different grading scales for different types of people, instead of having a general scholastic grading period that is supposed to determine intelligence as a whole. Because there's no way a letter can define someone's intelligence, but the fact that it does, and the fact that it weighs heavily on the kinds of jobs and markets you're able to apply yourself into, and the kinds of different income brackets that you get put into because of